Okay, welcome to Truth in Telecoms. Got several interesting stories that have popped up over the weekend. So, Johnny, how are you?
I'm doing good. I mean, Bird is back in
Absolutely.
town, right? Now we kind of understand the Twilio acquisition, like we talked about, who was behind him, you
Yes.
know, what really fueled even looking at that bid. Because the deal that was announced today with Airwallex and Bird,
Yeah.
that didn't happen overnight.
No, no,
Yeah,
that's been
this
a
is
long time
months and
coming.
months. And remember when we had Robert Viz on our podcast, he was in Singapore,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
So, so I want to get into that. I also want to say a sad day and a happy day for Kevin Graham.
Absolutely.
Um,
Out
so,
hiking with his daughter. What more could you ask?
I mean, here's a guy who's been in the industry forever. I mean,
Yep.
you talk about like any podcast I've done or anything I did, he was the first one, probably the only guy in the industry that I would take lip from and kind of just bow my head when he's right, because he's that stand up of a guy.
Exactly.
For
Exactly.
me, it's important. He's an important person. He's
Oh,
somebody that, I respect immensely.
yeah.
And I
And
can't tell you how many times he yelled at me on different things that I was potentially wrong about. I mean, he started with a lot of the guys. He started with the guys at Sinch
oh,
and
yes.
Infobit, and he's
Yep.
very fond of all of them.
Oh yeah, he's been around, but I think his
And
post that he did when he announced it, because he's been with Vonage for a few years now, and he's been all around the industry. But it's when he very because he's an insider. He's through and through multi-decade insider in the message
beyond
industry,
an insider.
and he stated very matter of factly, poor commercial judgment driven by short-term thinking, in addition to downright unethical business practices from a small but influential minority. Well, we know who he's referring to there. And
Yeah.
basically said, look, trust in ATP SMS is at an all-time low. Some people in the industry are questioning, is it even going to come back, which is a concern. And he very clearly stated, governance is required to deal with those who claim to innovate, but in reality are harming the industry for quite some time. So he's basically saying, guys, we need a drains up review to get this industry sorted out.
And also, there's still only 20% adoption in it, and there's
Yeah.
so much more room for growth.
Yep.
But so for me, he sent a video to me. Obviously, I have a daughter. He has a daughter. Sent a video to me that choked me up about his daughter, and maybe
Yep.
you should put that at the end. Everybody
Will
should
do.
wait to the end and watch a video that Kevin shared with me. Whether he's going to be angry at me for sharing it, I guess I'll have to deal with it. But he shouldn't have shared it with me, Kev. He shouldn't have shared it with me. But for me, he's the utmost respect. Just the one guy that I would just when he says something,
Yes.
he means it,
Yep.
and he's usually right 99% of the time. And if he's not right, he'll question and go back and forth. So sad day for me.
Yep. The
Sad day
industry.
for Telecoms, and sad day for a lot of people that he stopped me from yelling at the end of the day, because I would hear it from Kevin. So and even Meth, Kevin's the one that told me, leave those guys alone. So I mean, look, I got it. Hats off, Kevin. We wish you nothing but the best. Obviously, I'm still going to harass you and look for the amazing words of wisdom. And
Yep.
I don't think he's going to be completely gone, but he's going
No.
for a walk, and well deserved, and worked hard. And sad day for Ericsson and Vonage.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost.
Amazing talent.
But they lost a guy who understands. There's
Well,
nothing he doesn't understand.
well, he knows where all the bodies are buried. Full stop. And with
Well,
him
it's
gone,
funny. We would have a lot of conversations about the economics, the Wall Street side of it, and then he would kind of double back on where he forgot what I even know about messaging. Because as you know, I got involved in this business by restructuring a hub in the U.S.,
yeah, Iris
dealing
Wireless.
with
Yeah.
dealing with the vicious Cineverse, and then going and deal with the batshit crazy Tintech Germans and Scipio partners. So my experience, guys, I'm only an expert because I've dealt with the worst in the industry, and been trying to sell Tintech for years. I think Robert. So go back to Robert Viz. So Kevin,
Yeah.
hats off. I know we're going to see you.
Absolutely.
You're too good of a talent. Best of luck, and Bird is back. Bird is
He.
back.
Yep.
So now the positioning for Twilio, right? Twilio
Yes.
maybe is a potential buyer. I mean, look at Airwallex. They're for small businesses, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who's the USA? So that's why Bird, because I didn't understand it first. I'm like, Bird, why are you looking to buy this, but you're slashing the prices? Where's your
Yeah.
angle here?
Yeah.
The angle is in the fact that he knew Twilio had, I mean, I don't know how many millions of sole proprietor businesses through their developers, through the campaign registry, registered 10 DLC campaigns.
Yeah.
So, I think that'll be a circle back. Activist investors, maybe if these guys at Airwallex, you're talking about Sequoia, you're talking about Salesforce, you're talking about Tencent, you're talking about the richest man in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
This is no joke.
Yeah.
And hats off to Robert Viz, because he's educating them as far as this industry and the trillions of messages and emails and communication.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is a really special deal for the industry. And you know what, guys? You guys all have somewhere to look now, because we've got consolidation. I mean, you've got Twilio, complete disarray.
Yeah.
Complete disarray, right?
Yeah.
I mean, want to be a trillionaire?
That's it. Start with $3 billion.
Start with three, you'll end up with one, right? I mean, doing a $2 billion buyback for what?
Yeah.
I mean, that story, the guy that from Motley Fool that put that story out on Twilio. So, and like Robert said, Twilio is too expensive. They are too expensive, right? Yeah. What's going to happen over there? But they're still an important company.
Yeah.
And I had an argument this morning with somebody, like they're a monopoly in the US. He's like, how? I'm like, boy, you're really out to lunch. Yeah, I'm not. And this guy's been in the industry for many years. I'm like, you're kidding, right?
Well, let's face it, people are confused as to, what Sinch versus Cineverse do in terms of DCA within the US. So there's so much misinformation out there.
Yeah, I mean, with Sinch, look, Sinch just reorganized their
it's accounting,
the way they're reporting, and that has to do with a lot of the same reasons what Airwallex is doing, as far as offering small businesses the ability to settle real time in multiple currencies around the world. And so it's really about moving money. We're a global world.
Yeah.
Whatever you read in the news, and there's never going to be a decoupling of China and the West. It's just not going to happen. There's going to be 20 years, Cold War, hot war, warm war, whatever you want to talk about it. But business is going to continue. I mean, the trillions of dollars that the U.S. public markets are fueling China, it's not going to go away. Should they own certain assets in the U.S.? I mean, that's not for me to tell. But obviously, the FBI knows. They know where everybody's at. And I'm pretty sure the U.S., I got my money on the U.S. as well. I keep talking about, well, we're worried about China. What about us?
Yeah.
Who's worried about us?
Exactly.
I grew up in a world where you worried about us. So maybe they're just as worried about us as well. But that's not our place.
Yeah.
Our place is to talk about this exciting news with Bird. Maybe he'll come back.
Well, no, we should. I'm going to hassle him because he's executing on his strategy.
Robert, you got to get back.
Yeah.
Because you got to get back over here.
His focus, his strategic focus is payments, and how he basically absorbs messaging into that.
Still 40% of all the emails B2B, and he still has the connectivity. Yep. Robert, I got a Tintech for you. Just waiting for you. You need it. I don't care what you say. You need the thing. And I'm excited. And then SignalWire. I mean, I put out the short.
Yeah, it's
our favorite.
Excellent. Yeah,
Anthony Minicelli, SignalWire. I mean, the whole world is using FreeSwitch. If any of you guys get an opportunity, Alan, maybe you want to incorporate that short because it's my absolute favorite. But I mean, SignalWire got a $30 million investment with T-Mobile and Deutsche Telekom. Yeah. How many other people have done that? Right?
Exactly.
So we're talking about the future. Where is the future? Bird.
Yeah.
SignalWire.
Yeah.
Where is the future? Right?
Exactly.
And look, even GMS, they rebranded themselves. Whatever you want to say, they've made a couple acquisitions. I'm still crying that we didn't get the Tintech deal done with them, which we'll talk about it. I can't tell you. There's not a day or a couple of days that go by. I'm like, oh man, we could have been with GMS and had a great future.
Yeah.
But back, so they're retooling themselves.
Yeah.
They're no joke. And back to the conversation you made about the industry. And I've had conversations with a couple of people. Look, it's the MNOs. They don't care. They set the rules.
Yes.
If they don't want AIT, they're not taking AIT. If they want the AIT and they want the cash, you're going to do it. The
Exactly.
U.S. is a different story, right? Now we've got, and I've a lot more rumblings after our podcast last week. We got the TCR point to get net number point to get ages. So now you've got this. You got who's on first, what's on second. I don't know, third base. So now it's not one person can solve all the problems. You've got a bunch. But yet, guys, it's happening out there with AI, and it's bad. I mean, Alan, you even got hit by Sinch's favorite. RCS.
Oh yeah, by RCS spam.
They're clearly looking to get bought out by Google.
Exactly.
Every day it's, every day.
Yeah, RCS.
But
Google
come on,
doesn't
Sinch,
need
you got to be kidding.
though. Google could sell it. It's RCS directly. It has so many businesses around the world. It could sell it directly. I mean,
I go back to the story.
Sinch. Google's a threat.
Well, I'll tell you, it's more than a threat. When we first made an offer for the campaign registry with Rick and TCR acquisition, my group, we had a senior executive at an operator that works on the collaboration with Apple and RCS, and he wanted to be part of our team because he believed that they would acquire the TCR at some point. Would acquire. Yeah. So he believed then they were going to rip everything apart.
Yeah,
I don't really think that's going to happen because of security issues. So you go from what? Now Google reading your messages instead of everybody else? You know what I mean? And Apple's got all kinds of problems with Apple Pay and bots and security. And Goldman Sachs is bolting. And there's a lot of stuff that you're not seeing out there. So look, the moving of money. Bird, hats off, man. Go Bird or go home. If I said go big or go home, go Bird or go home. And you know what? Anybody that comes on here and tells the truth. But I think he's not going to end up in the gutter. I think he's going to end up part of a conglomerate. Because he's first one in, guys.
Yes.
There's a powerful group worldwide. They bought a couple companies in Mexico. They're doing business in Canada through Visa. I mean, and it's all small, medium businesses. Which is the lifeblood of America. So Twilio, you might have some life. But I think they're going to want that price to come down a little bit, and it may take some time. And hopefully, you guys, you Twillians, listen up, reach out. I've gotten reached out from a couple of guys saying, "Well, you think they're going to sell Segment? They'd be idiots to sell Segment. You're paying $3.2 million. What hope do you have going forward? What 5% growth? So look, you're barely trading Twilio, your stock, barely trading. They just put out some new voting on board members. Every year. The original Bessemer guy is stepping down soon.
Yes, that's correct.
And look, these activist investor guys, nobody big has showed up. Activist investors. If I were you guys, I'd be calling Bird up tomorrow. Hey, Robert, what's going on over there? Airwallex.
And they're hiring like crazy. And you
Salesforce doesn't make strategic investments. For nothing. Right. So you got Salesforce, Tencent, Sequoia, richest man in Hong Kong. You've got 60 billion transacted. These guys have raised $1 billion.
I know.
And at a $6 billion valuation, which is really a lot more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's crazy when I saw that raise. I mean, and done over such a short period. I mean, because they were founded in 2015 as a coffee shop.
The guy that helped create the Forex for Australia. Jack Chang or Zhang, I think his name is. But so now we know what Bird was doing when he talked to us. That night, up in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? He's been working on some good stuff, and good for him. And good for anybody else out there. But like I said, he reinvented himself, and some of these companies are going to have to.
Well, they're leading. I mean, because back to Free Switch. With Anthony, when he referred to it as CPAST, because they're on their programmable unified communication. Fuck you,
Anthony Minnesota. You know what? He's come. I mean, just look at the work he did. The work that the time that they took out, that Brian West took out for developers with us, and TADSummit and TADHack. I'm a forever SignalWire fan. ClueCon, SignalWire. I'm all behind these guys, and nobody's achieved what they've achieved. Who doesn't use Free Switch? I remember I restructured a company called NACT many years ago. It was a coin card platform.
Yeah.
And they changed the game with free switch, I think in 2008,
Yeah.
right at the end of the industry that I was part of.
Mm-hmm.
But look, TADSummit, Alan Quayle, Tad Hack, I mean, all the innovative companies we got here.
Yeah.
Guys,
Absolutely.
we're going to be putting an event on this summer.
Yep.
We're going to get Bird there one way or another. I'm going to chase him down. Anthony
Yeah.
Minicelli and SignalWire. I mean, bright lights, GMS. Love what you're doing. Love the rebrand. You're positioning yourself. Sinch. Look, I don't know what's going on with you and RCS, but like you might you're hugging it and loving it. So maybe there's something behind that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in the US, same old, except Mr. Umail got caught.
Well, the release of
Alex.
his information, Alex, from AT&T. So it was the AT&T breach that released his social security number, which is
Well, they don't like Umail anyhow because Umail's got so much information on everybody that
what they're getting up to. Yeah,
they can't. I keep saying, somebody buy Umail, Twilio, even Sinch, anybody you got. Put your money together, buy Umail, shut them down. They're too dangerous.
No.
Right? Shut down Umail.
Yeah.
But we have not heard back from him. But Mr. Rafalco proposed.
Yes, he's back.
He showed up.
Yeah.
And he confirmed with you he's coming back. I loved his post today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it was just showing the perversity of what some organizations take from us in terms of information and then sell it on versus what we expect from just buying a coffee or something. So it was just so matter of fact in terms of just, we've got to take control of our data. It's as simple as that. And that's self-sovereign identity. He came on and he talked about
How is that not going to work? Like, how is that not going to fly? Like, it's just like Bird, what Bird is doing now, he reinvented himself for GMS. Yeah. I mean, what Noah's doing, and he's been around forever.
Yeah.
With TSG Global and been surviving, knife fights in the industry. Yeah. One of the smartest guys I've ever met in the transit space.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, I remember met him early on when I took over Iris, and the guy was like, "Wow, this guy's just, he's fought by himself with a small group."
Yep.
I mean, it just take back your own identity. Can you imagine the public screaming this? Like, I can't wait for it to launch.
Yeah.
Like, who's not going to sign up for that unless you're brain dead and don't care? Then,
don't care. Yeah, that's the problem,
Yeah.
But then it's getting the public enthused about it. So if they can find a figurehead to drive
the influencers are going to come. The public's going to come. We dug into it. I am more confident than anything. It's going to go. And when it goes, it's going to catch on eventually.
Yeah.
Because look at the new stuff with Pfizer, the new stuff with who's reading what and where, the data breaches. I mean, this is all coming together.
It's just daily now, the breaches. It's just ridiculous.
You would think they would talk to him about solving the problem. Although I don't see it happening. I don't see the operators stopping the problem. I don't see the ecosystem. I don't see Twilio. I mean, Twilio makes money on spam.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Exactly. I know.
Spam. They love it. They're just swimming in it.
I thought there was a rumor that Cineverse was going to block all unapproved campaigns, but it's still running.
Was it a rumor? I heard it from a couple of resellers that were told by the guys at Cineverse, but who knows? I mean, who knows what they're going to do? I mean, they just got past a bunch of stuff. Nothing as big is going to happen in an election season. So the FTC, FCC, they're not going to do anything to rock the boat in an election season. Yeah. So look, spam going to continue.
Yep.
And spam is greater than ever. Is it going to stop? No. I can't even talk about robocall. Can't even talk about the insanity on the labeling and the BS around everybody solving that. It's just mind blowing. So you need look, a lot of this stuff they could do at the sim level too.
Yes,
but they're not. So it's a guy that wrote a piece many months ago. They start finding the operators big money. You watch how fast they solve this problem. But what's going to happen? More people are going to get infected. More people are going to get robbed.
Yes. It's very simple. Basically, criminals are robbing the elderly. That pays for all the spam and robocalling, all that 100% margin, basically revenue.
I don't know if I sent you the guy that wrote a story. I read it the other day. Caught 15 minutes. He went and just playing around cloned somebody's voice and was able to take $250 from somebody and wrote a piece on it. So I'll see if I can find that. I mean, just
to show
it's
you
just,
see it's become. Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah. No,
make that.
absolutely.
And we lost Kevin Grand.
Yeah. So
hopefully he
Kevin's
comes
out.
back.
Fingers crossed he'll come back in some way. Bird is delivering on his strategy.
I'm hoping he calls and yells at me for today. or reaches out.
And then your investment strategy for Twilio. What can I say?
What?
Start with
What do you
3
mean?
million and get down to 1.
You want to be a trillionaire. Money's gone. It's over.
Yeah.
You got a fist fight, but you know what they have now? They have hope. And guys, you better get on a phone to not just Bird. It's Bird and his conglomerate of companies that have moving money, which is you're talking about. That's going to like a $250 billion with small and medium businesses, right? Yep. And what is Twilio? Developers. And then you got Puck, SignalWire. I'm looking to get into it with them and understand where their model going forward is. So look, we have a lot of hope.
Yep.
And a lot of hope from TADSummit Innovators.
Absolutely.
That's where it's coming from, guys.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm sure YSO Cineverse is still trying to get their hands on the rest of Twilio's money. And everybody else, net number, whatever, however they're positioning themselves with the TCR. We had some stuff happen to us on Friday that we're going to get into the comedy show behind Mark Romeo and the guys at the campaign registry. Tata, you're spending millions of dollars on what? You have no idea what's going on. You bought a dog. So look, they'll have to write down Calera eventually.
Yep.
One day, like Ericsson had to do. But Bird is back and love SignalWire. I mean, really, I need a SignalWire shirt and a hat. So it's hats off to you guys.
Absolutely.
So yeah, put that little spot in.
Will do.
But who doesn't use free switch?
Yeah, and of course they use free switch.
For all you girl dads out there, you know, watch the video with Kevin. The guys are the real deal. He's somebody that I look up to, and a lot of people in the industry do. And it's a nice goodbye. But look, we're back here, and Bird is back, and got to get him on.
Absolutely, that's my job. After I get off this call,
you know what I mean? Got to get him on. Absolutely. All right, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
use FreeSwitch. Vonage, of course they use FreeSwitch. It's Cisco, of course they use FreeSwitch. It's Bandwidth, of course they use FreeSwitch. It's AWS, of course they use FreeSwitch. Five9s, of course they use FreeSwitch. As the creators of FreeSwitch, of course SignalWire uses it.